Hi, in this video I will show you how to create very basic Makefile to build C or C++ program. So let me start. Let's first create. Okay, so before we move to Makefile, let me show you how we build a C++ program without using a Makefile. Let's create a separate folder here to make sure we don't mess up with older files. Uh, make let's say test. Let's go. So we don't have anything inside this folder. Okay, let's first let's create a basic C++ file here, and just use VI editor. I'm just printing hello world. And just compile this and run the binary using uh, we can make use of G++ compiler here. So this is our C++, so this is the G++ compiler, and we are passing the main.cpp which we just created. So if I do ls space -ltr, I will see one object file. Basically this is executable which got created after compiling this file. We can directly run it and we'll see this is the output. Okay, so for your information, if you want to specify, if you don't want it to be a.out, so basically when we are building compiling any file using G++, by default it will create a.out. If you want to have some other name, then you can specify -o main.exe and then compile. And if you see here, you will see that main.exe, and you don't need the older one now, and you can run main.exe. Ideally we should have the file name and the binary name should be at least file name we should ideally keep same, but that is not mandatory. So this is the output now. So we compile it using G++ on command line. Same thing we'll do using Makefile now. So let me come here, let's create a Makefile, and before creating the Makefile, let me create this main.exe file. Let's clear it. Let's create Makefile. This name can be anything. I will talk more about this after compiling the first Makefile. I will tell you why we should have this name, or why, like, what if we want to keep some other name. So I will say this. So our end objective is to build. So Makefile has two things: prerequisites, targets, and prerequisites. So here our target is main.exe and colon. You need to put colon, then next line, and this main.exe, this is the target, and prerequisite we have main.cpp here. Since we are just talking about one file, so we have only one prerequisite. So I'll just compile it, and in the second line I can specify the command to compile it, and so it should be main.cpp. Let's see, this is a very basic way to compile it. Now what I will do is I will just come out of it, wq, and we'll run this. So how to run it? If we should have that make install on our Linux, then only we can do. So make is a utility which basically parse any Makefile line by line, or executes line by line, and I just need to do make and then run. So you will see the magic. And if I do here, you will see a.out. A.out we are getting because we did not specify the binary name by making use of -o flag. So we'll change it. But so what happens when you fire this command, it will just check for the Makefile in the current directory. So in the current directory we have Makefile, this one, and execute that one, and at the end the we get errored out because that is what we whatever we have mentioned, that is what we have mentioned in the Makefile. So we'll make it fancy now. I will edit this file, and I will say the binary name should be, sorry, binary name should be -o main.exe. So now if we run this Makefile, we will get an output main.exe, not a.o. But before that, let me delete the older file, a.out. Okay, so here now we have only two files, main.cpp and Makefile. Let me run it. So you see this is what it is printing. It means this was executed, and for the output you see here main.exe. Let me clear the screen and do it like this, and I can run it like this, main.exe. So this is the output. This is one way. So we can, so this is very simple way to build it, but we'll modify it. We'll show you a few more other ways to, to write the Makefile in better way. Makefile. So the other thing what you can do is, here we have only one block, but if you want to split it, so you can say, remember when you are compiling main.cpp, it will before building main.exe, it generates few intermediate files, and one of them is main.o, that is the object file. So we can say main.exe depends on main.o, and let me delete this thing and enter. Main.o depends on main.cpp, right? And in the next line we have to write a command to generate this main.o. How we can generate is just o file instead of main.exe. I just say c and main.cpp. This will just generate main.o file, and to make sure it generates main.o, it's a good practice to specify -o. In -o you can say main.o. So this will generate main. So this command will generate main.o, and so basically what happens when this interpret this Makefile line by line or execute this line by line. So first it will come here, this line, it will say main.exe depends on main.o. So now then in the next step it will go to the next target which has main.o, and it will execute this block, depends on main.cpp, and then it will come to next line, then it will execute g++ -c main.cpp -o main.o. So it will build main.o. After building this, after completing this block, it will go back to this line, the next line of it. And since we have already built main.o, now it's time to build main.exe. So how we can build g++ -o main.exe, but it will make use of main.o. So it will make use of main.o and will build main.exe. So now let me come out of it, wq write and quit, enter. So now we have two files, main.cpp and main.exe. Main.exe we can delete because it is the older one, main.exe. So now we have only two files. Now let me build it. So you will see here, now we have two statements. First statements, it's in the first statement it is trying to build main.o, and after building main.o it is building main.exe by making use of main.o. And let's run it, main.exe. So here's the output. Now coming back to like the name of the Makefile. So let me clear it, and so Makefile name can be anything, but if you are giving this name like Makefile, it will by default you just need to make, and then just you don't need to specify the file name. But if you want to keep it some other name, let's name this file to something else and just say my make. Okay, so now you have and let me delete these two files, the older files, to avoid the confusion. So now we have two files. If I do make now, this will not work because by default the name should be Makefile. You will get an error, no Makefile found. So what if you what is next? How we can fix it? To get this going, you need to have or make use of -f flag and then specify your Makefile. So now it will do the same thing, and you will see this main.exe. You can run it. So now once you have this main.exe, you don't need this file. You can delete this intermediate file, and this you're deleting it here. You can also delete it by you know, by putting this command in the Makefile. So but the rest of the topics I will take care in next video. So that's all we have in this video for now. Thank you.